Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and today I'm doing a Pearl Harbor video. I have 7 books here today in honor of it being December 7th that are either Pearl Harbor or World War II Pacific related. So let's get started. The first book is Flyboy by James Bradley. This takes place right after Pearl Harbor and sort of throughout the rest of World War II, and it follows several pilots in the Pacific. I read this years ago and I remember not realizing how much soldiers swore, at least in that time. Having grown up a bit, I realized that that's normal, and I would very much so like to reread it because I do remember feeling incredibly compelled as I read the stories. I thoroughly recommend this one. The next book is kind of a 2-book thing, but I'm counting it as one, and that is Unbroken by Laura Hilbrand and Devil at My Heels by Louis Zamperini. They both follow Louis Zamperini through his career from being a runner in the 1936 Berlin Olympics up through his POW experience and beyond to his life after the war, through PTSD and all that fun stuff that those poor men had to go through. Both books are really good. They focus a little bit more on different aspects of his life. Unbroken focuses a little bit more on his war experience, and Devil at My Heels focuses more so on his post-war experience. I do recommend that you read them both simply because of that difference in focus. Next is Ghost Soldiers by Hampton Sides. This one follows some of the death marches on the Bataan Peninsula, if I remember correctly. This was heart-wrenching. I distinctly remember wanting to just sit down and cry my heart out because some of the things that happened on these marches were unbelievably atrocious. However, I'm a firm believer in knowing what happened in history so that we don't repeat it. Therefore, go into this book with caution because, like I said, it's gory and it's horrible, but it's an amazing book. I also have read With the Old Breed by Eugene Sludge. This follows the Marines in the Pacific, specifically Iwo Jima, if I remember correctly. Again, it's been a while since I've read some of these books, but they made an impression on me and I really enjoyed them. With the Old Breed was really good. Eugene Sledge, is sort of a newer Marine, and he becomes one of the older breed simply by virtue of surviving several attacks in the Pacific. It's an amazing first-person story. And the next one I have is The Raft by Robert Trumbull. This follows 3 men as they are stranded in the Pacific for about 2 months, a little bit longer than that, without any sort of hope, really, because the Pacific is a huge ocean, and if you were lost out there, it's sort of that mentality of you are very likely going to die. There's also a movie that is based on this called Following the Sun, and it has Tom Felton in it. It's a good movie. It's a bit of a slower moving one because they're on a raft in the ocean. They can't, do a whole lot, but good movie. I haven't read the book, but if it's, as usual, better than the movie, then it'll be fantastic. I also have Voices of the Pacific by Adam Makos. It follows a group of soldiers from Pearl Harbor through the rest of the war, and I love reading war stories simply so that I know what happened in history so that maybe, possibly, we don't repeat it, although I'm not holding my breath on that last part. And then the last one is one that I am really incredibly, inexplicably excited about, and that is All the Gallant Men by Donald Stratton. This is the first memoir of a Pearl Harbor survivor. Don Stratton is now in his 90s, and last year for the 75th he went out to Hawaii to the Pearl Harbor Memorial. I can't even describe how excited I am to read this book. Pearl Harbor is one of those events that just is very close to my heart. I can't explain that either, but it is. And so I am dying to read this book to know what a survivor went through. So this is definitely on my December TBR, even though I don't have an official December TBR. So I will let you know how this one is at the end of the month. those are all the books I have for the day that will go down in infamy. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a big thumbs up down below and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. As always, my Goodreads will be linked down below if you want to check out what I read. That said, I've got nothing else, so I will be coming at you soon with another video. Bye!